Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you the Yonkers Honor Guard.
Left, face.
At this time, we ask that everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Present arms. Present arms!
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, arms. Right, face. Forward, march.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Take your seat, please.
Cadets, take seats.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. I know the weather has not been favorable, but we all made it here nonetheless, and we appreciate all the friends and family in attendance. We would like to extend a special thank you and acknowledge some of the dignitaries in the room. On behalf of New York State Senator Andrea Stewart-Cousins, Simma Brandon, City Council President Lakeisha Collins Bellamy, County Executive James Nolan. We'd also like to acknowledge our departmental leadership with us tonight, our Commissioner Sapienza, First Deputy Chief Campanini, the Captain of Community Affairs Division, Captain Singer, Captain of our Emergency Service Unit, Captain Rooney, and please forgive me if I have missed anyone. We are very thankful to have you all here with us this evening. So, tonight we are celebrating the graduating class of our 2024 cadet program. If you know anything about the Yonkers community, you know that we are all interconnected. Some connections familial, some connections professional, some connections unavoidable. Some connections are intentional and pointedly made. The connection we made here and the connections we continue to make here within our police department with the city, the children, the youth in our city, in particular these youth here, was pointedly made. We intended to make this connection in efforts to prepare our youth, building character, and shaping who they would be as they become members of our Yonkers community and society as a whole. As we know, shaping minds and building character is not easy. Trying to help someone form integrity and understanding and empathy is no small task. Nonetheless, we have and we will continue to endeavor. Frederick Douglass once said, "It is far easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. And we'll continue to do that, understanding, although very cliche, these children are our future. So in order to get to understand where we intend to take this program, it's important to understand why and from where we've come with this program, where we started, where we are, and what we aspire to. And to help us do that, my partner and lead instructor, Instructor Alex Bess, will give you a brief history of the cadet program.
Good evening, parents, family members, dignitaries, special invited guests. Before we get started, I would like to ask anyone in the room who is an active duty soldier, veteran from any branch of U.S. Armed Services to please stand to acknowledge your service to our nation at this time. Thank you for your service to our nation and country. Thank you. You may be seated. With that, I'm kind of a little off course here. Cadet Derek DeJesus, please stand. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge this was one of our very newer cadets, was 4 or 5 years running. There's a lot to say about him. He pretty much graduated from high school. He took our advice and took the ASVAB. He's been in military service now for maybe 1 or 2 years. This is just every time I see him and I see like some of the cadets before us, it's an example of what can come out of this great city. And when you have a village behind him, when you have a department that works to help these youth excel, he keeps on coming back, and I'm just very proud of him. So I'd just like to give him a round of applause. Okay, bear with me. So tonight is more than just a ceremony. It's a milestone. It marks the culmination of months of hard work, resilience, and personal discipline, which brings you all here this evening. Tonight, you 18 individuals are amongst our police department commissioner, our chief, captains and officers, dignitaries, city and state officials, and family members, men and women who have dedicated their lives to change and sit before you as an example of what a dream driven by action can be. And here you are, what was once roughly 30 selected probationary volunteers for our program, now at the finish line is just 18. And what have you accomplished? Well, you have etched into your own history the honor to say that you are part of a tradition and organization that dates back to the early 1900s. The history of the youth police cadets, often referred to as police explorers in the early days, largely stems from the Boy Scouts of America program, which started in the 1930s. In 1935, senior Boy Scouts were first called Explorer Scouts and organized into Explorer Crews. In 1959, exploring became its own program, separate from the Boy Scouts of America, allowing older scouts to focus on career-oriented activities like law enforcement. Many police departments later adopted and adapted this concept to create their own youth cadet programs, aiming to educate young people about law enforcement and build positive relationships between police and communities. Our goal with this program has and always has been as follows: to build character in the city's youth and instill a high level of integrity in each of our cadets. Motivate, encourage, and mentor the youth who take the initiative to become part of our program and help them to discover the best parts of themselves as they navigate through life moving forward. And in a world filled with technology, remind them that there are 206 bones and over 600 plus muscles that need to be utilized for a future of good health. So we reintroduce to them the very ancient word called exercise. Over the course of this past 6 months, our probationary cadets have all been pushed to the limit physically and have been educated by experiencing a variety of different aspects of policing within our department. For 3 days, the probationary cadets were instructed by highly trained instructors in the YPD's training division under the leadership of Captain Vincent Castelli. The probationary cadets have experienced hands-on training in the basics of handcuffing, an introduction into the police-issued taser and OC spray, as well as a very rare course which highlights police firearms. The PCs were taught firearm safety and even fired 9mm simulated rounds on our actual department indoor firing range. In addition to our multiple courses of hands-on training, the probationary cadets spent 2 days with our highly experienced emergency service unit officers under the leadership of another longtime department veteran, Captain Patrick Rooney. In this course, they were given more insight into the very complicated world of emergency rescue and the many functions, skills, and experience needed to help save lives. From vehicle extraction, hazardous material safety, room clearing, protective vehicle and body armor, and even marine rescue. This very vast and high-speed course allowed our youth to truly see how dangerous the word rescue can be. If that wasn't enough, they were treated to a once-in-a-lifetime experience on board our ESU Marine Water Rescue Boat, which traveled up the Hudson River, where our department is readily available throughout the year. Within this 6-month period, the cadet recruits also engaged in crime scene investigation courses where they learn how to discover fingerprints and photograph a crime scene, an introduction into patrol functions, mental health and emotional survival, a tour of our city court hosted by the Honorable Judge Best, a look into our Central Detention Center, the history of the Yonkers Police Department with a tour by our retired officer Nick Brillis, cold case, youth division, and in my opinion, not enough PT as far as I'm concerned. There are currently 50,000 young men and women involved in 4,000 law enforcement Explorer programs throughout the United States to this date. New York State has over 1,800 law enforcement Explorer posts, which are organized by local law enforcement agencies, and we all collectively carry the same goal. And that goal is to provide opportunities for young people to explore law enforcement careers, the criminal justice system, and to develop character and citizenship skills. I am truly, truly, truly proud to say that I believe that we were able to successfully achieve that goal once again with this graduating class of 2024. At this time, I would like to introduce you to 2 of our graduating class participants who were selected to represent the class of 2024 and speak about their experiences. So will Cadets Collazo and Castro please stand?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Talia Collazo, and today I stand before you a changed person, and I owe it all to the Yonkers Police Cadet Program. I grew up in a law enforcement household, but I never understood the ins and outs of the department. Now, before joining this program, every single one of us struggled with self-doubt and never truly understood the power of teamwork or the depths of commitment required to serve a community. We all had the chance to transform ourselves both mentally and physically if we wanted to. The physical training forced us to confront our weaknesses and overcome them. And with time, we discovered a strength and resilience we didn't know we possessed. We learned to push past the I can't voices in our head and embrace the I will. But the physical transformation is only half of the story. The mental shift has been even more profound. Before this program, the idea of forming new bonds with complete strangers seemed daunting for some of us. Now I look around and see a family. We've sweat, struggled, and supported each other every single step of the way. This program has also opened the eyes of the cadets that sit in front of you. Now, through exposure of various specialized units, we've gained a newfound respect for the dedication and expertise required in each field. We had the opportunity to witness firsthand the multifaceted nature required in each field and the public service that drives it. But none of this would have been possible without the mentorship and the guidance of Detective Specialists Hogue and Vess. They aren't just instructors. They're leaders, role models, and inspirations. Their unwavering belief in us and devotion into shaping us into the best versions of ourselves has been invaluable. They pushed us to excel, challenged us to think critically, and instilled in us the values of integrity, discipline, and service. They reminded us that if we don't do it for ourselves, no one else will. The Yonkers Police Cadet Program hasn't just taught us life skills, it's built character. This has solidified many of our personal desires to pursue a career in law enforcement in the future. We will forever be grateful for this opportunity and for the incredible people who made it possible. Thank you. Now I'm proud to introduce my fellow cadet, Cadet Castro.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, family, friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. Today is a day full of celebration, reflection, and anticipation, and I am very honored to say that we are now Yonkers Police Cadets. We stand before you today armed with the lessons and knowledge we have learned in the last 6 months, lessons we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. We now prepare to take a step into the next chapter of our journey, a step we take with pride, purpose, and a profound understanding of what it means to wear this uniform. When we first stepped foot into the PAL, we were strangers, individuals from different walks of life with different stories and different experiences. Nevertheless, we're all with the same goal, and as time passed, something incredible happened. We became friends, a team, and a family. We learned from each other, supported each other, and shared in the struggles and triumphs that this journey has brought. We learned not just how to be exemplary cadets, but how to be leaders, how to act with integrity, and how to stand tall in the face of adversity. Over the past months, we have been forged in fire. We have been challenged, pushed, and tested in ways we never expected. From standard runs and double-time push-ups to maintaining a front-leaning rest for a prolonged period of time, we've pushed far beyond what we were when we first began. But beyond the drills, the physical exhaustion, and the mental fatigue, we have been trained for something far more profound than just to become cadets. We have been trained to become better people, and look at us now, sitting here today as one team, stronger and more unified than when we were where we started. To our instructors and our mentors, thank you. You have not only taught us the technical skills we need, but you instilled in us a sense of professionalism, respect, and most importantly, integrity. You have been the foundation upon which we stand, and for that, we will always be forever grateful. To our families, you have been our support system and our source of strength through every challenge. You have sacrificed your time with us and endured long days, and have been there to celebrate every small victory with us along the way. Today is as much your accomplishment as it is ours. We are here because of your unwavering belief in us, and we will carry that strength with us. And to my fellow graduates, we made it. We earned our place today. Throughout this program, I realized that we are not just individuals, we are a family. Each of us has something unique to offer, but together we form a collective force of good. I look back on the times we helped each other. Whenever one of us was struggling in a workout or running alone, we were always there for one another, to push each other, to exceed our own expectations and the expectations placed on us by others. As we head on with our lives, let's remember the bonds we built here. Let's continue to support each other, challenge each other, and never forget why we signed up in the first place: to grow, to gain discipline, and be part of something bigger than just us. Graduation is often seen as an end, but for us, it's truly a beginning. The uniform we now wear is not just a symbol of accomplishment, it's a commitment to serve with compassion and courage. The road ahead won't always be easy. There will be challenges and there will be setbacks. But in these moments, I urge you to hold fast to the values that have guided us here: integrity, resilience, service, and honor. We are prepared for whatever comes next because we are not just the sum of our training and skills. We are the product of our commitment, our strength, and our resilience. Congratulations to the class of 2024. We are ready.
Attention. Line, please. Forward.
Those speeches made me feel like somebody was peeling onions in here. Job well done. Job well done. At this time, I would like to introduce the Yonkers Police Commissioner, Commissioner Sapienza.
Thank you and good evening. On behalf of Mayor Spano, thank you for coming here tonight. Thank you for supporting this event. Thank you also to Alex and LaShannon. Obviously did a great job as usual. Thank you also to Captain Singer and Captain Castelli for this program and what you've done with it. When I called Jared Singer earlier today, I said to Jared, I said, all right, I need some talking points. Tell me a little bit about this program. Tell me something I don't know about it. I said, well, how many people do we start with? And Jared said, I don't know, about 36 or so. I said, all right, great. How many people are graduating tonight? And he said, about 20. I said, what is this, the Navy SEALs? What are you doing to these kids? That's a heck of an attrition rate. So it's a testament to not only how difficult it was to get into this program, but what you did to stay in this program. And you may think that some of the things that we do in this program are academic, but they're not. You know, the physical fitness component, all these things are important. And, you know, I see now as police commissioner, when we hire new recruits, physical fitness is a problem. It's a problem with this generation, it's a problem with our community and our society, and it's something that you're getting a jump on. So it's very important that you're doing this. When I think back to my own life, I was in Lincoln High School. When I was 17 years old, I joined the Marine Corps. So my path wasn't unlike yours. But when I was a kid, we had a lot of different bastions of discipline. I had Boy Scouts, I had martial arts, I had organized sports. And you really don't have too much of that. But now we do. With this program and what it's become, it gives you a way to do all these things to better prepare you for life, to better prepare you as a potential police officer, which I'm glad that some of you will become. I'm glad to see that some will enter the military. And for those who aren't doing either, I would say you're going to be better citizens and you're going to be better members of our community, and I'm looking forward to that as well. So thank you to everybody and good luck.
I'm sorry, Commissioner. Also at this time, the Commissioner is going to administer the oath of office. Cadets, on your feet.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear. To support the Constitution of the United States.
To support the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
And the Charter of the City of Yonkers.
And the Charter of the City of Yonkers.
And I will faithfully discharge. The duties of police cadet. To the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
At this time, we'd like to invite up the captain of our unit, Captain Singer.
Welcome, distinguished guests, family, friends, instructors, and most importantly, our cadets. Today we are gathered to celebrate this milestone in your journey to serve the community. I know that completing this program was no small feat. I got to observe you guys from up above in the gym with all those front-leaning rests, and I did not envy you. However, the skills you have gained during these past few months will most certainly serve you well in every aspect of your life. Discipline, patience, dedication, sacrifice, the willingness to learn, the responsibility. These will undoubtedly give you the tools you need to not just exercise your duties as cadets, but to also navigate the world. I remember every Friday when I was leaving, I would see all of you walking in, and there was looks of apprehensiveness, uncertainty, curiosity. And sometimes when you're a little bit late, I saw that look on your face that said, Detective Bess is going to make me pay. But as you progress through this program, your demeanor's changed. Those looks of trepidation and unease were gone, replaced by looks of confidence and conviction. Be proud of this extraordinary accomplishment. You are now part of the Yonkers Police Department family, and we look forward to not just working with you in your capacity as cadets, but also hope to see you join us in the future as police officers. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Mayor Spano, Commissioner Sapienza, First Deputy Chief Campanini for their unwavering support of this program. I want to thank a thank you to Captain Patrick Rooney, Captain Vincent Castelli for their interest and their help in guiding, showing, and mentoring you as well. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the excellent work of Detective Specialist Shannon Hogue and Alex Bess. Your steadfast commitment to this program is evident in the discipline that we have seen tonight. Your revitalization of this program is apparent in the speeches we just heard. It's appreciated, it's acknowledged, and just your commitment to this and the community is just fantastic. Thank you, everyone.
At this time, I'll ask Cadet Sergeant Rivera and Cadet Sergeant DeJesus to join me at the podium for the distribution of the graduation certificates. Cadet Gallego. Cadet Bello. Cadet Castellanos. Cadet Whitney. Cadet Lilly. Cadet Aviles. Cadet Romero. Cadet Matias. Cadet Newsy. Cadet Pravukai. Cadet Sierra. Cadet Nunez. Cadet Ali. Cadet Ruiz. Cadet Marceline. Cadet Castro. Cadet Colazo. Cadet Cantos. Ladies and gentlemen, 2024 Yonkers Police Cadet Class. Please take your seats. Every year, in addition to graduation certificates, we give out awards awarded to cadets who have stood out in one way or another. And every year, we have multiple cadets who have stood out in multiple ways. This year is no different. When I call your name, please stand to your feet. Will Cadet Whitney, Cadet Lily Levy, and Cadet Gallego please stand? These three cadets are this year's recipients of our Resilience Award. This award is given to students we deem pliable. From the very onset of the program, we make it our mission to challenge each student to the fullest of their potential, to reach their full potential. Each student starts in very different positions, some seemingly better suited for this program's demands than others. Despite this, and what we may see at first glance, and despite what may seem like shortcomings, these students managed to withstand the extreme challenges we threw at them. They recovered from the pitfalls, dusted themselves off, stayed in the race. We are honored to have had you in our program, and we appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Will Cadets Bello and Cadet Aviles please stand? These two cadets are the recipient of this session's Most Improved Awards. Cadet Bello and Cadet Aviles represent part of what makes this program so magical. Cadet Bello, a ninth grader from Lincoln High School, and Cadet Aviles, a freshman at Mercy College. Both entered the program behind many of their peers in areas of physical fitness. I clearly remember Cadet Bello grunting, struggling, just to push out a few sit-ups in the very beginning. I don't think I ever saw a face get so red. I was sure we'd lost Cadet Aviles on the first day as she found herself first in the ladies' room and then in the lobby attempting to leave, and when confronted by me saying I didn't know what I was getting into. She came back. They both came back. Despite these rocky beginnings for both of these cadets, they pushed through and successfully completed all PT requirements, including our very challenging PT exam. Although you may not realize it, you both inspired me in your own individual and very special ways. I thank you for that. The program thanks you for that. We are honored to have had you, and we appreciate your efforts. Will Cadets Bravulkai, Cadet Castro, Cadet Romero, Cadet Colazo, and Cadet Mussolini please stand? These cadets are receiving our Excellence in Physical Fitness Award. This award was given to cadets who not have only met the physical fitness standard, but maintained an excellent level of physical fitness over a large portion, if not over the entire session. Most of us scoff at how video games and technology have seemed to taken over much of the youth's lives these days. It's true. It's consuming them, and they don't focus on much exercise anymore at all. These cadets, however, showed up every day and tried their hardest, and then the next day, tried even harder. The heat may have been scorching, the ground may have been wet, the track may not have been properly paved, and they usually had instructors yelling and criticizing their every day, every move. But they pressed on. They did what they had to do, they showed up, they stayed the course, and they left every day better than they came. We're honored to have had you in our program, and we appreciate your efforts. Will Cadets Castro, Nunez, Collazo, and Newsy please stand? These 4 cadets are the recipients of this year's Leadership Awards. This award is given to cadets who are most capable and demonstrate the ability to guide their fellow cadets towards accomplishing a common goal. At the beginning of the program, everyone enters the building confused, overwhelmed, scared, not knowing where they belong. Most times, they are all complete strangers. A group of 20 looking confused and dazed and frightened. It very quickly becomes clear that there are no favorites and no one gets a pass. The expectation is made clear from the very beginning, and that is that you are to exceed every expectation set for you. Watching each of you set the example through your words, your behaviors, and your encouragement has been one of the highlights of the time that we've all spent together. This program is intended to cultivate the strong, capable leaders of tomorrow. The maturity, accountability, and compassion you all have displayed this session has been a breath of fresh air. We are honored to have you, and we appreciate your efforts. This final award we give out every year, and every year for me it just gets better. As a student athlete myself, when I was in high school, I realized how difficult it is to manage multiple things, to play your sport or to have your extracurricular and also still do what you're supposed to do in school. There's a special place in my heart for students who are able to do this. This Academic Excellence Award that we give each year is no small feat because every year that we've held these courses, the cadet program, every year we've graduated a class that had no less than an 80 average. Last year, our average was 85. This year, the average is 87. The recipient of this year's Academic Excellence Award is Cadet Collazo. Please stand. Cadet Collazo is a senior at Yonkers Montessori Academy, has an academic average of 98.8%. Cadet Collazo was able to maintain his GPA while completely and exceptionally performing in our cadet program, earning special recognition in 3 categories here tonight. When trying to find the right word to describe her, find the right words to describe how I wanted to describe Cadet Collazo, I was able to draw from some of the words I found on her progress report written by her teachers. Very simple, but all rang so true for me. And that was, Talia works well with others, she's a pleasure to have in class, and that she has outstanding effort. Thank you so much for your hard work, Cadet. Every year, we elevate a cadet or 2 after an application process and an expressed desire to be elevated to the position of Cadet Sergeant from the position of cadet. This year, we elevate Jayla Leonardo. This evening, Jayla is elevated to the position of Cadet Sergeant. Now, I know that we've kept you here for quite some time, and we are very thankful that you've stayed and listened and enjoyed all the great things we've had to say about our cadets. In closing, before we close, we'd like to show you some of what we talked about. I know we had pictures floating around, but we've put together a pretty cool video that actually really gives a much clearer insight as to what they actually experienced this session. So.
under the truck.
Who else wants to control it?
Personnel to bring that trailer with us so that on whatever emergency.
As we bring this ceremony to a close, I'd like to recognize someone in the room. Well, two people, actually. I would like to ask Captain Rooney of his Emergency Service Units to please stand for just 1 second. And although he could not be here tonight, I'd like to recognize Captain Castelli of the YPD Training Division. On behalf of the cadet program, the participants, and the community, I would like to formally thank you for multiple years of service. I'm going to go off the paper. All right, I just got to explain something to you guys. We need a lot of support from the department to run this program, and we've been fortunate enough to have support from the top down, from the mayor to our commissioner to the chief, our captain. And I mean, anybody who knows me knows that myself and Detective Special Hogue, I get super emotional when it comes to this program because it's very, very important to me. And although we get a lot of assistance from, POs and some of the detectives, et cetera, Captain Rooney and Captain Castelli, from the beginning, this is our 4th or 5th year doing this class, has always put in relentless effort to not only assign his officers in his unit to instruct, but he comes out himself every single time, and he passes down the knowledge of 25, 30 years plus of service onto these cadets. I've watched him and Captain Castelli speak, and it's almost, it's very inspiring to me to be someone who has 10, 15 more years, hopefully more. I hope that I could get a career to your magnitude. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, sir, thank you so much thank you. Okay, cadets, on your feet. So your journey in life has already begun on your own, but remember, I tell you guys all the time, my personal motto: do what you need to do so later you can do what you want to do. Cadets, present arms. It's been an honor and a pleasure. So for the last time, cadets, what do we do? Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of 2024.